Boy, you know what time it is.
Welcome to the Bromigos podcast.
Fuck her right in the pussy.
Fuck the Supreme Court.
Oh shit.
Fuck the Supreme Court.
I knew energy today.
I knew if I was doing the intro, I was gonna say fuck the Supreme Court. But literally,
man, we're coming to
the last episode that we ever recorded, the day after,
the
whole Roe v. Wade thing happened, and fuck the Supreme Court. Welcome to the Bromigos podcast. It's me, Hoochie Manhunter.
I'm Panama Red.
And of course, your undercover brother, Motorboat and Matt.
Yeah, the person we're missing for this episode is Daint Money.
Daint Money.
He's what's he doing?
His bum ass has a job.
That's
what a
right.
scrub, right?
We got a job.
What a loser.
That's all right. So, gentlemen, lots to unpack today. It's about a week since the Supreme Court decided that they're a bunch of bitches.
Yeah.
And that they want to make decisions for women. So I guess that's going to be one of the things we talk about today. We're also going to, laugh, clown, joke, bullshit, shoot the shit as we always do. However, I think that is on everyone's mind, and I think it's okay. I'm going to, let my man Hunter start off with this
I was going to say, Matt has like an essay written out. He has a lot of stuff he wants to talk about.
Here's the thing. Just for everyone that knows that's on the back, behind the scenes of the Bromigos podcast, I've been talking about this bullshit all week. Once for my show, 69 Whiskey. The other for our guest appearance that myself, Mike, and Dante, unfortunately, you couldn't make it because you were working on her, were on. So we talked a great deal about that. I've been talking about this bullshit all week, and I actually prepared this statement specifically for today's podcast. So yes, it is very long. If you hold any thoughts and opinions until after I finish it, I would greatly appreciate it. If I may, let's just get it started. Get the shit over with. Before I begin to touch on the subject, I want to make it clear that the views expressed within this read are entirely my own and should not be held against anyone within the Bromigos podcast. At what point does the bullshit stop? At what point does the United States get their heads out of their asses of their respective political parties? For a few years now, I myself have considered to be a political centrist or moderate, and while I may lean more to the right in some arguments, I am not opposed to at least listening to opposing arguments as long as those presenting them do not come off as political lunatics. In cases such as Roe v. Wade, I am more than willing to listen. I'd like to state for the record that in no way, shape, or form am I a fan of abortion. And although I was raised in a Roman Catholic household, my conclusion to that decision was surprisingly not religiously motivated. I believe this because 25 years ago, I myself almost became an abortion, or a miscarriage, due to complications my mother had during the course of her pregnancy with me. So I feel very strongly about how any life conceived should be given a fair shot to achieve the success and goals that any one of us sitting in this room could achieve as well. With all that said, the decision to overturn Roe v. Wade is without a shadow of a doubt, one of the worst political decisions the Supreme Court and this country could have made in its 246 years as an independent nation. I've come to learn that while I may not be able to carry a child, I personally know of a few people who could be severely medically harmed if they conceive children in states where it is now outlawed. Despite my own personal views on the subject, I or anyone should be sensible enough to know that the government should not have the ability to tell a woman what they can or can't do with their bodies. How can the government tell a young mother who comes to the realization that the child that she wanted to bring to the world has no functioning organs and has to continue the pregnancy? How can the government force a young girl who was raped and became pregnant as a result to not only face the psychological effects of that tragic day, but also bring into this world a child that formed as a result? This is a wrong that should not stand. What bothers me the most are how some far-right news outlets and organizations are celebrating this as if it was a victory for the country, while in fact it is quite the opposite. How can anyone who is pro-life sit and celebrate when just a few weeks ago, several children and teachers were murdered in their own school by firearms? Now, as I have said before, I do support the right to own a gun within reason and the proper restrictions in place. But I find that the far right is severely contradicting themselves as a result when every day people are killed by guns at a far larger rate than most countries on earth. And how about the thousands of kids in foster care systems that have been abused as a result by their caretakers? This is hypocrisy at its finest. My other issue comes with those on the far left as well, including those who hold government offices and seats in the Senate. Some of you assholes knew for months as this was leaked and basically did nothing to even stop the Roe v. Wade being overturned. If you were as supportive of pro-choice as you say, you wouldn't have just sat there and took it, waiting to whine and complain only when the verdict came. And the steps you did take to fight the leak only resulted in camping in front of Supreme Court justices' houses and neighborhoods like pouty children, and planning assassinations of them no less. Not the kind of diplomacy one would use to get the point across. If anything, I wouldn't be surprised if conservative justices overruled Roe out of spite for you at that point. To conclude this whole thing, we as a country need to cut the shit. We are so busy consumed by our own political ideologies that we can't even figure out the fact that a woman does with her body is her own fucking business, even if we don't personally agree with it in the case of abortion. For as long as I've been alive, I've come to see the divide that is forming cracks that will seemingly not heal. It pains me that our country has resulted to what I can only describe as one great big petty high school soap opera. If what I've said throughout this letter has triggered you in any way, well then kindly go fuck yourself. Because in this moment, to speak out about the issue means our balls are collectively bigger than any of your guns or calibers of bullets can ever be. Do better, America.
Ooh. I'm not religious, but amen.
Amen, indeed.
Bro.
I will now open the floor for debate if needed.
I don't even think there's a debate, bro. I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's disgusting. It's hypocritical. It's sexist. It's God. We can put so many adjectives there to describe it.
The one that I don't understand is I saw a video of this group of people. There were a lot of I'd say young to middle-aged women that were crying, celebrating this. I'm like, why are you celebrating this? You're losing rights unless you live in a state like New Jersey or Pennsylvania. They're still going to allow abortions, but half the country, they're not even going to allow it. You can go Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina. All the southern states aren't going to allow it. Texas, I knew Texas wasn't going to allow it.
Texas is trash.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have friends that live in Texas, and you know what? Texas is trash. Up and down, left and right, you look at it, it's trash. They want to separate themselves. Let them fucking go. Yeah. For real. Let them go. Their grid, their everything. Oh, my God. I just can't. I can't with this.
Could just be its own country. Just let it be.
Please do. Bye, Felicia. Please do. This is absurd. The thing that kills me the most about it, and it's not even, beyond taking women's rights from them and taking away their choice to do what they will with their bodies, right? We're on the backs of COVID.
Yep.
Right? The same people that are currently celebrating this choice that is being taken away from women were the same people who are up in arms about wearing a fucking mask, were the same people who are up in arms about having to fucking get a vaccine. No, you can't force me to take it. You're making me take choices or make choices with my body that you shouldn't be doing. The government should have no say. Yeah. Then turn around and celebrate this. Fuck your Christian values and morals. Fuck them. You believe in a Bible that none of that shit you got in it can prove. I'm sorry. And this is coming from a person that grew up Catholic, right? Force-fed religion. You want to talk about the Bible? We can do that. I probably shit on most people anyway. I know that shit backwards and forwards. Does not matter. Because you know what? People, it says you shouldn't be killing children and thou shalt not kill. Yeah, cool. It also says you shouldn't eat shrimp and pork, but fucking people do that anyway. So you know what? I don't want to hear your bullshit about what the fuck the Bible says because people pick and choose what they want to fucking follow. And that's bullshit. All of it is bullshit. Everything that's going on is bullshit. My man Matt mentioned our country being divided. You know what? It's crazy how divided we gotten because when I look back, let's go far back as high school, right? I did mention
high school, petty high school.
I don't remember things being this way. I don't remember, I had friends of all races and it didn't matter. No one gave a shit. We never cared about that.
You were also kids in high school, so it really didn't matter to you as much.
But in high school, you know what racism looks like. You know what right and wrong
I can
looks
see that
like.
Point.
You're pretty aware of what's going on in the world. You don't know everything, but you know enough. Then out of nowhere, suddenly, you're losing friends, black this, white that. Oh, it's what? Wait, what? I thought we were cool, man. Yeah, you got your beliefs and whatnot, but I don't give a shit. who cares? But it just seems more and more of this political bullshit. And sometimes I feel like they do it on purpose.
I genuinely
sometimes
believe
I feel like it is the government's agenda to keep us divided so that way we fight amongst ourselves as they do that little bullshit that they do on Capitol Hill. And it drives me absolutely insane because it's just like, well, when are we going to wake up to it? Why don't we see this? We see it coming every time an election comes around. It's the same shit.
I've said this several times over the course of this past week. Give it 5 years, we'll see another civil war sooner rather than later.
I'm hoping it doesn't come to that.
Look, I agree with you, but don't put it past me to give me the benefit of the doubt that it probably will happen. I hope it doesn't come to it. But like I said to you when we were doing Delvin's show, I'm a history buff, and I did some research about this even like leading up to the 2020 election. A lot of factors that led to the Civil War are somewhat of the similar factors in modern day times. Mm. So it's only a matter of time before shit gets so out of hand that someone's going to start firing shots. Some people can argue the whole January 6th thing was possibly that, but it didn't really lead to anything more than what it was. Thank God.
What the fuck is wrong with MAGA? Like, have you watched this January 6th stuff? Have you been? They need to throw this man in jail. They need to throw Donald J. Trump in jail. I'm sorry. If you support him at this point with all the facts have been presented before you, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. I'm going to just call you it. Because sir, we need to take you back to the West Wing. No, I'm the president. Do what I say.
I'm the president. I get to go to the Capitol. Take me to the Capitol.
They're not here to harm me. Like, what? My man. Like, and y'all still support. Like, it doesn't matter. He's trying to overthrow the government, and that is first time in our nation's history. If you can tell me that's okay, because then you're an idiot.
Here's the thing, and it's funny you mentioned that. I was thinking, like, the week before that, I was thinking to myself, it's like, because I think at that point, Americans in general, right or left, were fed up with the shit going on with, because I think they didn't pass the whole COVID thing, the whole COVID benefits thing by the government, so everybody was pissed off about that. So I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, what would happen if both sides just came to an agreement and just stood at the Capitol and said, hey, listen, we're not taking this bullshit anymore. Both y'all sides need to get your shit straight. And then it happened, but it happened for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. You know what, though? I'm curious to know, because I hear a lot of, I have a lot of, let's just call them for the sake of conversation, leftist friends on Facebook. And they always talk about what the right is doing and what the right is doing, what the right is doing. And so from what I see from the far right, I'm sorry, left. I'm confused right now because I'm so fed up with this shit. So right is Republican, left is, okay.
Yep.
Apologize.
Yep.
My far right friends complain about leftists and what the left is doing and all the wrong that they fucking do. And I had a conversation with a buddy of mine the other day, and we were talking about the far left and the whole teaching children about transsexualism, if that's even a word, and how young should one start learning that, right? We should be educated on that matter. And I found myself thinking, like, so I know I wouldn't want my children to learn that at a young age. You want to talk about 8th grade? High school.
I was going to say upper middle school, high school
that's cool.
Age.
I'm cool with that. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be taught because we live in a different world than our parents and grandparents lived in, right? So it's completely different, and it's something, it was pretty much taboo. But nowadays, you turn on TV, it's on every fucking show. It is what it is. And they can complain about it all they want, but they used to not show sex on TV. They used to not really kiss on TV. And now they show, shit, they didn't even really have black people on TV. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's the way it goes. Things fucking change. Get over it. However, I don't feel like children, little kids, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 10, shouldn't be learning about that.
No.
Here's the thing, though. Like, in middle school, people my age at the time, like in that age range that you just said, were still laughing at the words penis, boobies, and vagina.
Yeah.
How do you expect them to understand, oh, this person cut their penis off, and now they have boobies? So without them hysterically laughing.
Yeah.
I'm the one that's laughing.
Exactly. Yeah. My point exactly on it.
So it's crazy to think that we want to teach our children this, but they also want to bring back religion. I saw somewhere on social media also that they're going to revisit gay rights and if they should have the ability to get married. And I'm like, y'all fucking serious? What, are we going to go back to segregation too? We're going to revisit that? Interracial marriages were once illegal. Should we go back and revisit that? This is like, when does it stop? At what point do we just say we've had enough?
You know what? I think they actually, the judge that actually was like listing on topics, same-sex relationship, same-sex marriage, contraception, and then like what you just said. I don't know the specific term for it, but it's with the interracial relationships. The judge, I want to point this out. The judge that said this, like, oh, we're going to look into this or possibly look into this, he's black and he has a white wife. So what sense does that make looking into interracial?
I think that's one of those. We'll cover this on a future episode. But Uncle Tom's or whatever. What was it? Is that the term?
Uncle Tom, yeah.
That's like one of those Uncle Toms, I guess.
This nigga, fuck him. Like this old ass, dumb fuck, corn-fed nigga. Fuck him. Fuck him. I'm tired of this shit, man. Like I'm tired of people not being able to distinguish between right and wrong and having some common sense influence their fucking decisions.
That's why I put down all my thoughts on
bro. Why? Like, to all the women in America, I'm sorry. For real.
God bless you.
Like, we need women, and y'all shouldn't be treated this way.
Yeah.
And you deserve to be equal, and you have fought so hard to get to where you're at just to be kicked back down. I am sorry for the men in this country who don't support you. I'm sorry, because this is utter bullshit. It's utter bullshit, and it needs to be rectified expeditiously. We need to do it like yesterday. Fix it, America. Fuck.
Stop the bullshit.
Stop it.
I can't take it, man. I've been like you. I've talked about this topic so many times.
I'm sick of it at this point, man.
I'm over it, bro.
It's making me. I'm sick of just hearing about the divide in general. It just makes. I think I said something along the lines of this during our show. It makes me sad.
It's killing my vibe.
It fucking kills my vibe. Exactly. It bums me the fuck out. I hate talking about politics, man. I really do. I know I'm okay with doing it for the sake of the show, but it's just like in general, I stay away from that shit because there's no way you can ever have a decent discussion if you try and bring politics to anything. I just can't. I can't even do it with my own parents half the time because I tell them some of my views on things, which, like I said, are more of a moderate view and maybe I would call it common sense. And then because they're very, I wouldn't say they're far right, but it's like, they're very Republican. They don't necessarily agree with me, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're just sticking your head in the sand." I'm like, "No, I'm not, because I see what's going on. You can't just be blind to the fact of what's going on."
My mom's one of those who believes whatever she sees on Facebook. I'm like, Mom,
Stop it.
It's not real.
It's
not real. I'm looking it up on the internet.
The internet is not a real place.
We're gonna have to talk to Mom Dukes about that because, hey, man, I have been smoking entirely too much weed as a direct result of all this stress in my life, and I am a person that lives a very stress-free life. I've been in war zones, so has been way more stressful. The fact that I need to stress and lose sleep over this shit because other people won't do right is fucked up. I want to live stress-free. I want to come here on this and clown and joke and talk bullshit. I'm here to entertain. But damn. Oh, man.
I would say, who isn't living a stress-free life right now?
Who's that?
Myles Bridges. The day before free agency, and he gets arrested.
Oh, my
What a
God.
fucking bum.
Wait, that was a domestic violence, right?
Yeah, domestic violence was the whole thing.
Hey, gentlemen, we're going to give you, like we did in the Army, a safety brief, right? Don't do drugs unless it's marijuana. Don't beat your dog. Don't beat your spouse, your partner, your significant other. Every Friday before we go away for the weekend, our first sergeant would give us a safety brief, and this was part of it. Don't beat your wife. Don't beat your partner. Don't beat your girlfriend. Don't beat your dog. Don't beat your kids. Keep your hands to yourself, people. Men, keep your goddamn hands to yourself. Why are we still in why are we beating on women? Why are we doing this thing? What do we have against women? Really? Like, for real, bro. What do we have against women that we have to treat them so? Like, fuck, I love you, women. I love all of you. You know what I'm saying? We need to protect our women. Objectify me, baby. You need to protect our women because they deserve it. Y'all all ain't queens, but you all do deserve protection from the bullshit that men are putting out there in these streets.
Can I get an amen?
Fuck. Put on some damn church music, goddamn. Fuck. Yo, I cannot, bro. We are mistreating our women, and we would not succeed in life without them. I'm telling you, you have a good woman by your side, bro. She can uplift you to do wonders.
To add to that point, let me tell you this. Especially if you're in the public eye. You don't think that shit's gonna get out? It's gonna get out, motherfucker.
Especially in this day and age.
This stupid fuck making a bunch of money. Now he's gonna lose out on a bunch of money because he had to go hit a woman. Bro, go beat your meat, smoke a blunt, and keep it moving, bro. What's wrong with you, dude? Like, you make entirely... There is no... Listen, as much as I say I love women, there is no woman in the world that I would let fuck with my money. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna keep me from a bag. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not mad enough to lose money. None of us here have you rich? I ain't rich. You rich? I ain't rich. So what the fuck? Like, you get into a situation where you now can uplift yourself and your people around you. And you gonna fuck that up because you can't keep your hands to yourself? You stupid dumbass nigga. Fuck him. Fuck him. You know what? Jail. Put his ass in jail. You want to hit a woman? Put your ass in jail and let them have fun with your little booty hole, you stupid fuck. That's how I feel about it.
I hope you like prison food.
Yeah.
And penis.
Yeah. Give him a cock meat sandwich. Stupid bitch.
Nah. Speaking of jail, another motherfucker that went to jail yesterday. R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Your body's yeah,
Listen,
you know what?
Listen, age ain't nothing but a number, but now his number's 30 years.
Yeah. Listen, everyone else that enabled R. Kelly for all these years should go in jail to jail as well, because there's no way that for all that time, since as far as I know, since the 90s, right, that he's been having all these little girls around him and whatnot, they knew. The people his circle knew.
It's impossible not to know.
I think I watched and you know, call me out if I'm incorrect, but Surviving R. Kelly, they had like a docuseries.
I heard about it. I didn't watch it.
If I'm correct, at least this was my interpretation of what his ex-wife had said, that that they knew and they didn't do. She led me to believe that, and that was my interpretation of what she said and another gentleman in their circle said, and they knew that the little girls were around. Now
jail.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, right? You can't tell me that you have all these little girls around and all these fucking rumors and no one did anything. No one questioned it. Hey, R. Kelly, ain't you like 30-something, bro? Why you got these little girls around you, bro? When you literally can have any woman that you want. Woman. I'm talking about thick thighs save lives type women, bro. BBLs and shit, bro. But you want to be around little girls, you know what?
Wasn't he with Aaliyah? Didn't we talk about
that? Yes,
that
he got married to Aaliyah. Yes, he did.
How old was Aaliyah when they got married?
I think she was like 16. Yes.
Jail,
motherfucker. He has a history of doing this, and years later now, not that motherfucker all shriveled up basically and shit.
How old's R. Kelly now?
Probably like 50s.
Someone look that up, because I need to know how much 30 years is.
I'm guessing 56.
56.
I'm going to say 54.
Robert Kelly. Dun, 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 dun.
We await the age.
R. Kelly is 55.
Damn it!
Shit.
1 year off.
That was 55. Close. Fuck me.
So
he's gonna get out when he's 85.
85 years old.
If that.
He's not gonna get out. He's gonna die. He's gonna die in prison. No.
I mean, he's gonna get beat up. He might get stitches in his anus.
You know something? In prison, believe it or not. Look, listen. There are fucking murderers, rapists, fucking drug dealers in prison. I think, and I've heard stories about this from people who've been to prison that have been on podcasts. The one thing that all those people have in common, they all hate child molesters.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chomos, as they call them in the can.
Everyone hates a child
Everybody. The second they even hear about it, that motherfucker is gone.
Yep.
He is dead.
Mm-hmm. Don't drop the soap. That's all I gotta say, Mr. Robert Kelly. Don't drop the... I'm gonna still listen to your music. but I'm gonna laugh at you as I'm listening.
We're still gonna fuck to your music.
Yeah,
all of us
I'm gonna listen
collectively,
to it.
respectively,
Matter of fact,
fuck to your
I'm not
music.
going to do
Matter
that.
of fact, I was listening to Ignition on the way down here. This is the remix to Ignition. Hot and fresh out the kitchen. Yup. No more kitchen for you, buddy.
No.
It's gonna be straight hot dog sausage for you. That's all you gonna get. Beef.
You get a foot long with extra meat.
Yup.
Hold the bread.
Hold the bread. It's the beef. It's what's for dinner.
Listen,
That's what you're getting.
listen, Tynesha, also known as Tyrone, is going to be taking good care of you as your bunkmate.
Yup.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna have you playing with all type of booty hole. You're gonna be a meat expert when you're done, Mr. Robert Kelly.
See, by the time he gets out, it's like, why did I even need the little girls for? I'm gay.
Yeah.
He's not going to get out. Like I said,
It's
he's
a damn shame.
He's going to
man.
die in prison.
It's
I
a
see it.
damn shame. Men, we gotta do better. We
Amen.
gotta do better, man.
Where's that church music?
Yeah, where the fuck is it at?
It's like
We
that
gotta-
meme where it's like, oh, no. Anyway, let's talk about something else.
Yeah, it's really, we gotta do better because it just seems that this is why I was talking to a friend of mine and I said, you know what, maybe we should let women run shit for a while. Why do I say this, you may ask? Because men have been running shit for a very long time and we keep fucking it up. I'm okay. Now, Hillary wasn't the woman that should be running shit because that woman is just, she has, we're not going to discuss Hillary because I really wasn't in support of Hillary. That's why that year when she was running against Donald, I decided I wasn't going to vote because it's like, I'm choosing the lesser of two evils. It's like, do you grab him by the pussy, or do you hide all this shit that? Oh man, I
So
can't.
then let me ask you this: when Trump and Biden were going against each other, did you even bother to vote then?
I didn't either. I didn't vote then either because lesser of two evils. Biden's old, crusty, and all the things he
dementia
did.
ass.
Yeah, but not even that. All the things that he did, as a politician when he was in the 80s, he had a lot to do with the war on crime, war on drugs, all these minorities that have been thrown in jail, all the immigration. People forget that shit. See, I don't forget it, bro. So I'm gonna watch what you do from now. You know who I think should be president? Michelle Obama.
So, like, you
Would be
guys have
great.
talked about this a couple of times, but it's
Yes.
just like, what about Michelle? Because I mean, I'm not a big supporter of the Obamas, admittedly, but I'm trying to understand like what makes Michelle Obama that.
brilliant. If you think Obama is the brains behind that operation, that man speaks well, right? He uses his words very well. But you have to understand, I believe she was a lawyer prior to her becoming the first lady. I'm sorry. So the woman is intelligent, accomplished in her own right.
Yep.
Okay. She knows the laws. She knows the people. She can run this nation. Granted, she hasn't held a public office. However, she went to Harvard.
She would have the support. 100%.
Yes, 100%.
Do you think she'd do a good job at mending the riff, or would you think she'd do a better job dividing it further?
Here's the thing, right? And I'm just going to
Because that's something you have to keep in mind. It's that we're not just voting. If she was to run, we're not just voting because she's Michelle Obama. We have to see if this woman could heal the country.
who in there. So if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, putting any person of color in office right now would not heal the country because you have too many people who don't want to see that. And I'm just going to call
Again,
it
no
like I see
less.
it. Yeah, they don't want to see it. They don't want to see a black person in office, male or female. They don't want to see it. And that's shitty. I think before we ask someone to jump in and heal the nation, people have to take a hard look at themselves. I told someone, I forget, who was this? I can't even remember. I said I blame white people for the continuation of racism. I do. You ain't calling out your uncle. Not calling out your cousin. Telling, hey, fuck is wrong with you? Don't talk like that. My own family, I have people in my family that are homophobic and like to say racist shit. And you know what? I hold them fucking accountable. Fix your with no, bro, that's not right. I don't give a fuck. Well, we were raised. Who's saying that was the right way to be raised? You know what? As time goes on and information is brought to the table, you get informed and educated, and your what you think and how you act evolves. This continuation of racism is because white people aren't holding other white people accountable. They're just letting go. Oh, my grandfather's just he's 89 years old. Fuck it. No, bitch. Correct his old ass. Oh, my cousin, that's the way they think around there. Fuck that. Correct all of them. You can't expect the nation to heal when people are continuing the same thought process as as though they're superior.
It's funny you mentioned that because my grandfather, I don't believe he was ever a racist, and I'll tell you why. Because before he had passed away, before he retired, I should say, and passed away, he was actually training the son-in-law of the owner of the company, a shipping company, and he was a black guy that had married a white woman, and that he trained that guy, and he was like a second father to him. I forgot his name on the top of my head, but like my grandfather loved that man. He really loved that man. So when he died at the wake, I had never seen. I've only met the guy a few times that he trained, but he was so distraught. Like he treated him so well. So I mean, I try to live in my grandfather's image where you just try and treat everybody well. You know, it's because, you know, you don't know the effect that they have on him. And like I said, he was distraught when my grandfather died.
Ultimately, that's what it boils down to. Just treating people with dignity and respect. Treating people the way you would want to be treated.
Exactly.
Right? This whole thing, like this, the white race is superior. I'm sorry. Well, how, Sway? You can't even stay in the sun for fucking too long without burning. Are you stupid? Like, fuck out of here, bro.
How come crackers can't swim?
Because they get soggy?
Yes. They get soggy when wet.
They all need a spray tan.
Yeah, like, bro, just treat people with dignity and respect and treat them the way you want to be treated. Kindness is free. Kindness really is free. And it costs you nothing to be just respectful to someone. It costs you nothing to say good morning. It costs you, hey, how you doing? Cost you nothing. And if you don't want to talk, fine, but don't be rude. Like Karen, yesterday. Oh man, yesterday. I went to Stop and Shop because you know Stop and Shop has fried chicken, so I wanted some fried chicken, right? And I was wearing this black shirt with white letters on it that said "Calm down, Karen."
Oh,
that'll start a fight.
Oh, it did. It did. I walk into the store. And this lady says to me,
Was she about to say what I thought she was going to
this is
do?
why we don't like you people. Cool. So I said, all right, we're going to take it there. So I said, tell her what it is you don't like of me. Well, for starters, you're wearing that ridiculous shirt. And I'm like, okay.
That's not the first. I mean, I thought she was going to say something else at first.
No.
I was like, my mind was going straight to the
what do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
I'm like, so you don't like me and black people because I'm wearing a shirt that says "Calm down, Karen"? Is your name even Karen? No. What is your name? Melissa. Okay, Melissa. What I'd like you to do is get the fuck out of my face with your stank ass breath and continue your fucking shopping. You have a very fucking nice day. Oh, by the way, fuck you. And I went about my business. Like, what? First of all, it's a t-shirt. People wear a bunch of bogus shit on t-shirts. I don't say nothing to no one. That's not my business. My name ain't Karen. It ain't Kyle. It ain't Steve. So I don't give a fuck. I do what I want. I wear what I want. I go where I want. You know what I'm saying? And what you do doesn't affect me because what you eat don't make me shit. So I don't care. But don't approach me. What if I was having a bad day?
Oh.
no.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
Like, you don't know what the fuck people got going on, but you're going to walk your little dumb, stupid, narrow, flat ass up to me and talk about that shirt's offensive. How? Like, you hear the shit about when they say, people have been saying how Karen is compared to the word nigger, and I'm going to say it so people understand. They're on equal footing, according to some people. And I'm like, you kidding? Like, what? So the N-word equals Karen now?
That's like calling a skater kid Kyle.
Yeah. Like, what?
Dude, where's my monster, man?
Like, what? Bro, it's even my German friends. My friends write me to ask me if I'm okay. My German friends write me almost lately.
You mean to tell me all the girls that you dick down are still making
not
sure
all the
you're okay?
girls. I have German male friends too.
Oh, you dick them down too?
No.
Hey.
Now we're just
It's still
weird.
June. It's still June.
Now we're just
still
getting
June.
weird.
I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking
But
with
no,
you.
my friends are like, hey, what's going on in your country? I just want to know if you're okay. By the way, if you want, you can come back.
That's
right?
nice of them.
It's like, hey, my old boss, hey, you can come back. It's like, I I may consider that offer, sir, because fuck.
Listen, if you do, take all of us with you because I need a vacation.
Because this shit, bro. I mean, don't get me wrong. Germany, Europe, other countries have their own sets of problems. I personally had never experienced as much racism as I did in Germany. Here, you hear about what's going on, but I never really experienced racism in the U.S. I never really had cops fuck with me. I've been fortunate because my friends haven't had those kind of problems. However, Germany, goddamn, they fuck with you for every fucking thing. Not me personally. I mean, I've been messed with a few times, but I also, since I was a foreign country and I was there on a visa, I was trying to not do things to get messed with other than smoke my weed in my apartment. But Germans, white Germans specifically, very much like white Americans, don't hold their people accountable. I can talk about this now because I don't work there. The company that I worked for is an international company. They have a lot of people from a lot of different countries, a lot of different races in there. So in my office, what we would do, at the end of every day, we'd walk around and collect the coffee cups. So when it was your turn, and put them in the dishwasher. Well, this one lady was walking around collecting them, and then she came into our.
I don't like where this is going.
She came into the office where I worked, and then we're handing her the coffee mugs, and she proceeded to say, and it probably would make more sense in German, but I'm gonna try to translate it. She says, "Do I have an N written on my back? N standing for the word nigger, right?" So I heard this and immediately was pissed off. Like, immediately. So much so that had it been a man that had said that, I would have probably got fired and sent that motherfucker to the hospital.
And you'd probably be in jail.
Yeah, probably.
Jail.
So I tried to contact my supervisor. She wasn't available. I left because I was pissed. Couldn't work. Left. The next day I get to work. She asked me, "Hey, Mike, I saw that you left early. Why'd you leave?" I explained what happened. She was like, "Oh, but you still shouldn't have left." And I'm like, "Okay. Well, maybe she didn't mean it the way you thought she meant it." Wait, what? There were 3 other people in my office. They all thought the same thing. Are you kidding? They all looked at me and said, "Are you okay? Please don't do anything." So then it got to a point where they, not saying that they were forcing me to, but they were kind of like, "Hey, you should let this woman apologize so that we can go on with our lives." And I'm like, "No, the fuck? No. There's 0 consequences to what this woman said. And I'm supposed to just let her apologize and because you guys want me to? No, that's not how I feel. I'm not going to let her apologize. Fuck her. I don't care about her feelings." She didn't stop to think about, then the lady emailed me. I'm like, I'm not responding. Like, you're a dumbass. Delete. I didn't even read this shit. Delete. So a couple weeks later, she ends up quitting. And upon quitting, she sends an email to everyone pretty much stating why she's leaving and that she wishes that I would have allowed her to talk to me. And I laughed. And there was a couple people that felt like I should have let her apologize. And I was like, "You're not black, so therefore you will never understand. You can't tell me, or you shouldn't dictate to me what you think I should be doing based off of your opinion on my situation when you're not even black. So I don't want to hear that shit." So my point is, she wasn't held accountable, which is why I feel that it continues. When people like the word faggot, can't stand it. Hate when it's used. When I play when I'm playing the game, my friends like to say that shit. "Oh, you're fucking camping the loadout, you fucking faggot." I'm like, "Yo, easy, bro. Like, easy. Why are you saying that? It's just a word, Mikey." No, bro. It's not just a word, man. You know what I'm saying? People who are homosexual are being called this kind of shit in a derogatory way, bro. Or I got another friend, he likes to call people dotheads. I'm like, "Bro, easy with that shit, man. What's wrong with you, bro? Hold your friends accountable. Hold the people around you accountable. Fix it." That's the only way it's going to get done, because obviously people can't just evolve and grow and mature and realize, hey, you know what, saying this or doing this is wrong. Obviously they can't do it on their own.
No.
So we need to fix it. Fuck.
Mike, you're doing a lot of preaching right now this
I am.
episode, so if you don't mind,
Yeah.
I'd like to start playing this.
Yes.
Get that church music going.
Hallelujah.
Yep, there we go. Amen. I felt like I had to.
Oh my God. No, bro. It's just people. Someone has to say it. Someone has to say it. And if I need to be the catalyst for change, then I'll fucking do it.
Well, hopefully, I mean, when people listen to this podcast, hopefully we can at least start being that catalyst of change. Because I think when people say, "Oh, I want to be the catalyst of change," they try to take it to the extreme.
Yeah, no.
And that's not really the way to do things. Like, that's why, like, with all due respect, I don't really fuck with the BLM movement all that much, because it's like they're trying to take things to the extreme a lot of the time. And I'm like, dude, relax.
But we're talking about an extreme issue.
I know, we are talking about extreme. I see that point.
That's why, I mean, if you don't take it to the extreme, then people aren't going to listen. Because we've been talking about police brutality forever. It's been in music forever. We sing "Fuck the Police" coming straight. You know what I'm saying?
One of my favorite songs.
Shout out Ice Cube.
But no one's doing anything. So it's like this. People were mad at Colin Kaepernick when he started to kneel, right?
Yeah.
When they sat, he had a problem. So he spoke to a veteran. The veteran said, "Hey, you know what? The best way you can show respect and get your point across? Kneel. You kneel when you pray, don't you? You kneel to a fucking being that you can't see. You don't even know if he's listening to you, he or she or it. You don't even know, but you kneel. So what's your problem? So you're mad when we talk about it. You're mad when we protest. You're mad when we riot. You're just, bro, basically you're telling the black community, we don't give a fuck about how you feel. And if you're going to do it, you need to do it in a way that we're comfortable with. So it's like, what do? My hands are tied. Like, what do you do? Nothing they do is comfortable for some white people. Is what it feels like. Nothing they do. So it's like, I'm not for rioting. I was upset with that as well when they started to riot. However, I understand. We're talking about generations upon generations of minorities that have been marginalized, have had their rights taken away. Generations upon generations. At some point, you get fed up. It's like anything. If you work in a toxic environment, you get fed up. You leave because you have that choice. Many people don't have the choice to just up and leave the U.S. So what do? Your frustration starts to seep outwards, and then people have to deal with that because instead of listening to you when you were trying to speak in a peaceful way, well, now you're going to feel me. Grandma used to always tell me, those who don't hear will feel. Well, fuck, boy. Like, you don't see what's going on? Well, fuck it, you're going to feel it then. So, and listen, listeners, I'm sorry. This is 2 back-to-back episodes where it's been very serious topics. I promise you we're going to get back to jokes.
Let's talk about boobs.
Yeah.
Okay, Dante.
Yeah.
Taking Dante's place.
Dante would always come out, let's talk about sex. Just random as fuck, that light-skinned motherfucker. I hope he hears this shit, too. I can't stand that light-skinned bitch.
I don't care about that. I want to talk about vagina.
Yeah, you always want to talk about some old wild shit.
Listen, we love Dante, but we can talk shit about him because he's not here and because he decided to work and leave us behind.
I'm going to talk shit to him to his face when I see him, light-skinned motherfucker.
Sometimes I wonder if you hate him.
Hey, nah, not at all. You noticed that last night he has braids now?
I did see that.
I wanted to clown him.
I wanted to clown him so bad, but I knew if I did, I would be immediately called out on it because it's one white guy and 3 black guys on a Zoom meeting.
Clown that motherfucker. I wanted to clown him.
Dante Drake.
Yeah.
Dante Drake. You know what? He idolizes Drake so fucking much that now he's officially turned into Drake.
Yes, even with the whole Drake out. Y'all hear Drake's new album? Oh, it's a banger.
You know what? Yeah, let's talk about that album. Let's switch the topic.
I haven't listened to it, so I'm not going to be able to contribute.
Oh, okay.
Drake's new album is just, it's very different than a lot of things he's been leaning towards that with like views and everything. Leaning towards the style of music that he put out on the album. I personally don't think it's better than Kendrick's new album.
No, definitely.
I think, it's for someone. It's just not for me.
Well, unlike you, Matt, Undercover Brother, I listened to the album.
Oh,
First of all, before you even talk shit, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'll let you speak. I want you to understand when you weren't at Delvin's show last night. So when Delvin asked the question, name 5 rappers that you would want to see in a battle rap, I think I probably had a really solid lineup. Would you say, Mike?
You did.
I don't know when the episode's going to air, but you guys will hear it and we'll promote it when it does. But I have I'm very cultured when it comes to rap. I just prefer old school stuff, like the 90s and early 2000s.
See,
I don't fuck with modern day rap, man. It doesn't hit for me.
Out of any of the modern day rappers that you probably should deal with, I would say Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole.
J. Cole, I'll take Kendrick and J. Cole. I can't do
Lil
Drake.
Baby. Actually, some of his stuff is starting to grow on me. I'm very impressed with that young man. And that's pretty much it. Everyone, unless they're like Anderson .Paak, who isn't really a rapper, but he makes
Silk
good
Sonic,
music.
they got great.
So
I enjoy that.
What were you gonna say though?
I was gonna say I enjoyed it. I mean, I feel like because when was it announced that he was dropping an album? Was it like a week or so?
I don't even know. It's Drake. I don't care.
It was like close to the drop day, and people were like, "Oh my god, Drake album! Oh, this is great!" I feel like everyone had high expectations for it, like. Like the last song with 21 Savage, they thought it was going to be more like that, but it was like a new experimental album for Drake. I was a fan of it. I enjoyed listening to it, but I can see why other people didn't like it. They're like, man, this is trash. They wanted rap, but he was like more melodic, like more singing than.
See, the crazy thing is like Dante saying, "Oh, they're playing this shit in the club."
Oh yeah, there was a Jersey beat in one of the songs.
What club? Hold on, what club they playing this in? Must be the light skin club because I don't know. I hope you're hearing this, Dante.
Listen, he like the night it dropped or the day after that the album dropped. Dante's like, dude, they're already playing it in the club, bro. Oh my god, shit.
Yeah,
They were probably playing the one with the Jersey beat. It had like that squeaky chair. The squeaky chair beat. Yeah, it was like fast paced. It was like,
like. Oh my god! Like Mike Tomlin says, we do not care.
We do not
shout
care.
out
Out here.
GOAT head coach. I'm a Steelers fan, so I'm biased. Steelers always going to the Super Bowl.
Hey, no, Mike Tomlin's a great coach. Shout out to Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Real shit. Does not get enough credit. Has never had a losing season.
Never.
Never had a losing season.
Just seasons where they barely make it to the
Doesn't
playoffs.
matter, bro. People don't give him credit. He's won, what, 2 Super Bowls?
I never said I don't give him credit. He's
One? Is
Been
it
to 2, won 1.
Okay. So he's been to 2 Super Bowls, won 1 Super Bowl, right? Not a lot of coaches can say that. Just like people don't give Doug Peterson enough credit. Came in within a few years, took us to the Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl.
Big Dick Nick.
Big Dick Nick.
Go Giants. Well, the good thing.
Wow. Sir, jail. We do not care about the fucking Giants.
Listen.
Danielle
Here's the thing.
Jones.
Here's the thing. At least you guys can also say that you look. The NFC East is Brady's Achilles heel. That's all I'm going to
Yes.
say. The NFC East is Brady's
Officially.
Achilles heel.
And we're
Officially.
the only division in football that every team's won a Super Bowl.
I would say we're all a fan of teams that have won. So we got to see our teams win a Super Bowl
Yes.
in our lifetime.
Yes. Yes.
Is there any team that you want to see? I mean, like, what other? I know you guys are Phillies fans. Then you are 76ers fan. Mike, I know you're older than us. Did the 76ers ever win when you were younger?
No. We've
No?
been
Okay.
to a finals.
They
We
won in the
game one.
What, 80s?
Yeah. I wasn't alive for that. I saw Iverson carry us to the finals, and then we got demolished by Shaq and Kobe. If you're going to lose to any team, that's the team you're probably going to lose to.
And then Mike said, "Fuck it, I'm going to the Lakers."
No. I am not a Lakers
Just like
fan,
Kevin
sir.
Durant.
I am not a Lakers
can't
fan.
beat him, join him.
I am a LeBron fan. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm a
37.
LeBron. 37.
And we don't have to
Go,
hear Dante be like,
James.
"Oh, man, LeBron stinks. LeBron stinks. I don't like LeBron.
Dante's a hater. I hope you're hearing this, you light-skinned bitch. Dante's a hater.
But doesn't
Talk about Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. They're both better than LeBron James.
that's a really good Dante impression.
It's just, even with that discussion, my thing is, what do you define as better? So it's just like, I personally believe that Michael Jordan was just, he was great. Not taken away from Michael Jordan. Up until LeBron came, he was the GOAT.
or he's the GOAT of his era. Let's go with that.
Look,
Yes,
right?
I've already settled that. I mean,
He's the GOAT of his
everyone
era.
has a respective GOAT of their era.
But he was put into a good situation, right? And when after the second three-peat is when that situation started to crumble because he had beef with the GM, I think is him, the little short fat fuck.
Yeah, that guy.
He was I can't remember his name, but they were having beef, and that guy's the reason why that situation went to shit. LeBron James was put into a situation at 18 years old where he had to carry the team and drag the team. Who did he have on his team?
He had that dude with like the curly hair.
Anderson Varejao.
Yeah, that's
Boobie Gibson. Mo Williams. We're talking about Ilgauskas. These are the type of players that he's taking to the finals, right? Tell me who Michael Jordan played with.
you play with Scottie Pippen,
All right.
Kukoc,
Okay.
Rodman,
Steve Kerr.
Oh, yeah, Steve
Paxson. Harper. He's playing with quality fucking players. Granted, Ron Harper ain't all that. But you know what? It wasn't until Michael Jordan was dominating the league in the 80s. It wasn't until he got Pippen and Phil Jackson that he started to win.
Yep.
Right? So LeBron had to get out of Cleveland to go to Miami to unfortunately team up with two other Hall of Fame quality players.
Why do you say unfortunately?
Because that's what he had. He shouldn't have had to do that. That's what I mean.
That's what he had to do to get a ring.
I just need context on
He
that.
shouldn't have had to do that. Cleveland should have been like, you know what? We need to give him everything that he wants. We need to build this team around him the right way. Give him at least another star player. Because they didn't. Because people always discredit his wins because he had to go build a team, right? Whereas, in my opinion, Boston, for example, the team was built. They all came together. I mean, granted, it was the team that put them together. They didn't make the decision like, hey, we're gonna go do this. But still, that team was put together. It's a big three. They were put together, right?
Right.
So why does LeBron get discredited? Why do people disrespect him? Why? He's the best. He is a freak of nature, the best player. He's good at everything.
And he's
Everything.
37.
Everything he does, he's good at. Bro,
Matt's trying to not lose it, but it's true.
Thing. You need rebounds, he got you. You need assists, you got you. You need defense, he got you. You need scoring, he got you. The man now shoots three. He's pretty good from three now. It's pretty good.
His 3-point stance.
Yeah. I mean, he's weird the way he does it when he comes back.
You know, we're talking a lot about LeBron, but you know what team I want to clown?
The Knicks?
No.
Fuck you.
The Knicks?
They're in New
The
York.
Nets.
It's the Nets.
Fuck the Nets.
Oh, my God.
The walls are crumbling as we speak, ladies
Yeah,
and
Kyrie's
gentlemen.
about to
and
be
I
a
love
free
to see
agent
it.
after next year. Kevin Durant will
I could have
leave,
told
too.
you from day one that big three wasn't going to work.
No, bro. What?
And then who they have left after they both leave? Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons.
That bum?
Whack-ass Simmons, bro.
He's a bum.
Ben Trash Can Simmons. He can never come back to Philly. He's going to have armed security when he comes to Philly because these motherfuckers going to kick his ass. He's terrible.
They're going to
ass.
storm.
He's a
They're
bum.
going to
They
storm.
might kill him.
They're going to storm the court.
No, they won't kill him. They'll storm the court. No, they won't kill him. But he
Modern
gonna get
day
roasted.
Malice at the Palace.
Yeah, he's just so. I'm sorry, bro. You're a professional athlete, and you're afraid to shoot. Like, you're a professional, bro. You get paid millions of dollars to shoot a ball. Fucking do it, my boy. I don't want to hear about your feelings. You got shit going on, cool. Get it taken care of.
Everybody's got shit going on.
Yeah, no, it's not even like mental health should be more of a priority, and I'm glad that people are paying attention to it more. But okay, you need help, seek it. Cool. The team did that. They gave him time to seek help.
Yeah. My problem is, and it was his introductory conference with the Nets. Like, he got asked about, was it anything to do with coaches or fans that you left Philly? Because he claimed it was all mental health. Oh, I can't do this mental health. He's like, no, it's not about the coaches or the players, the fans, the state. Well, then what was it about?
Yeah.
Because that's what the whole mental
Let
health
me
thing was
know.
about.
Because he was just trying to find a scapegoat, I think. I think it was all of that. But he needed to have a scapegoat or else they would
I
call
honestly
bullshit.
think he just didn't want to play. I think him and Kyrie are in the same boat. They don't have that passion for the game, but they love the money that comes with it.
There's no passion. There's no aggression.
No,
No nothing.
not a Ross thing.
No.
I'm sick of it. Kyrie Irving's another thing. Great talent. Amazing talent. Had he done more, he probably, I would say he's borderline Hall of Fame talent. You know what I'm saying?
I'll arguably say Kyrie was one of the sole reasons why Cleveland won one of their rings.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Kyrie in the latter half
reason.
of that series,
Yes.
You cannot tell me that maybe LeBron had a factor in it, but Kyrie was the star of those last couple of games.
Kyrie had the shot, LeBron had the block.
Yes. So 1,000% agree with you. However, what has he done since then?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
He went to Boston. They booed his ass out the building.
I mean,
He went to
deservingly.
Where did he go after that?
He went to the Nets.
That's when he went.
Yeah,
the Nets?
he went.
Yeah.
He went from telling Boston fans that he'll love to be back if they'll have him. Stabbed them motherfuckers in the back. Decided to go to the Nets. Got injured. Couldn't go to the bubble. COVID happened. Then couldn't play because of vaccine mandates in New York City. Right. So he's done absolutely nothing since then. But he wanted a 4-year, what was it, a 4-year extension? He wanted a max contract for
4-year extension?
I think that's what if correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, I don't know for a fact, but I mean,
It
like,
was something.
It was something
close,
to that effect.
It was close to that or a max, but the Nets couldn't give it to him because this was like last season, I think, when they offered it. And then they took it away because they valued him as like a full team player, and he couldn't play in New York because of the vaccine mandate.
Didn't you tell me before we started recording that he just took like a 40-something million?
36 million. 36. Like 36 million, but that's a 1 year. He opted in because what he was trying to do was force like a sign and trade.
Yeah, but that's 36 million that they could have spent to get another good player to help them.
I mean, that's part of his contract, so they're screwed.
This is on the same topic because amongst the sign-in trades, there were like 6 teams that were like 6 teams that he had interest in. And then one of them was the Sixers. I'm like, no, don't get my hopes up. We're going to have to give a lot for this dude to like play half the season. No. One of those teams was the Lakers, and it seemed like a real possible destination.
I was convinced he was going to the Lakers.
He could do a sign and trade with him, like picks, and Russell Westbrook. Westbrook is another player that took his player option at $47.4 million.
Mm-hmm.
And
nuts.
Just to miss 3-pointers or brick them.
I would say you could pay me $47 million to shoot air balls.
Listen, my family will be set for life for $47 million to play shit basketball. I'm white. What do you expect?
So those two took their player options. One player that did not, James Harden. Shout out James Harden. He wants a team-friendly contract so he can have the Sixers use their money and build it around the team. True team player. I don't see that in the NBA.
No,
never. You never see it. I see it in football. Like, for me, Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger, he had like a $40-some million contract for last season. And, they cut that in half to like $19 million or $16 million just to sign more players to help bolster the team, like depth. And, but it's real team chemistry. Right
I'll say this much. I'm not a James Harden fan. I never was. But I do respect him for that move.
He wants
because if that shows that he wants to win for Philly. And as much as I may not like it as a Knicks fan, I respect it.
Can we talk about Skip Bayless real quick?
Go ahead.
Let's do it.
I'm always down to clown Skip.
You guys didn't see the new Skip. So Draymond Green.
Oh God, what do you say about Draymond?
He's been saying it for a while now about the new media, and a lot of NBA players don't like how the criticism that they receive from current analysts, whether it be Kendrick Perkins, whether it be Stephen A. Smith, whether it be Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless, I can't stand.
I like Kendrick Perkins. He can't talk half the time. Moody.
Texas. No, I'm kidding. Skip Bayless, today I go on Twitter, right? And
Twitter's such a cesspool.
I love it though. It's funny.
I used to love Twitter, man, but the only thing I really use Twitter for now is fucking podcasting shit.
And you know what? I'm not mad at Skip for this, and I'm going to read what he said, and I quote: "Hey Draymond Green, there you are again, taking shot at me from a safe distance. Let's go head to head. Your podcast or mine or both. Let's go deep on LeBron or Steph or you or anything NFL since you're the new media." Real talk, not fake tough guy stuff. I'm waiting. So I can appreciate that because Skip Bayless, first of all, the biggest LeBron James hater. Everything LeBron does. He went on yesterday.
Bigger
I was watching
than Dante.
it. He was hating on Steph and hating on Draymond and hating on Clay because those guys were celebrating their victory up in an obnoxious manner. And I'm
As
here
they
for
should.
it. They deserve that. Like the grind and work that you put in, and then people talking all this smack about you guys are has-beens and can they do it again and everything else. And if Clay comes back and blah, 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 blah. And yes, they went out and celebrated, and his response to it all was that it made him sick. It was sickening. And I'm like, shut up. Shut up, Skip Bayless.
Listen, if he thinks that's bad, what do you think people do to the Stanley Cup when they win hockey? They do some fucked up shit to that thing.
Well, Skip Bayless don't care about hockey because nobody cares about hockey.
Fuck off.
I'm
but,
sorry.
But the point I'm trying to make is, like, if he thinks that's bad, wait till you see what other fucking sports and winning teams do, man. Come on, you can't just clown one fucking basketball team. Everybody fucking
Skip
celebrates.
Bayless is just a hater, and he hates on. I firmly believe that he hates on everything and anyone that affects the legacy of Michael Jordan.
This dude, I swear to God, this is the funniest thing about Skip Bayless that I've ever heard. He went on Twitter a long time ago, and he put out a video saying how he basically got himself divorced or put aside relationships and family to do what he does.
To hate on LeBron.
More or less. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, dude, you are without a doubt one of the worst fucking sports analysts in the media right now. Like, you mean to tell me for God knows how many years you put aside just having a nice, quiet family life to fucking do the bullshit you do?
Yeah.
Are you brain dead? What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. Switching gears real quick. What y'all got going this weekend?
Well, I mean, I'm more or less, I'll tell you what I'll be doing. I actually will be fucking drinking myself to death because my family is taking a little vacation down. Well, not really a vacation. They're helping my sister move to South Carolina because she's going to be moving in with her boyfriend. Mm-hmm. And I'm basically going to be staying back because, one, I have other things I need to do, and I don't have access to anything if I'm down there. So if I need to get work done, at least I could be home. And then, with that being said, I'll probably just end up watching the house anyway. So I'm basically going to be drinking and streaming on Twitch for the majority of that week.
And where can we watch on Twitch?
Edge0626.
What you streaming?
I am probably going to be streaming a little bit of everything. I got some stuff on my PS5. I've got some stuff on my PC, not a lot.
What do you play?
What do I play? I actually haven't even had time to play anything, but most of the time I play Destiny because Destiny's such a grindy fucking game that I have no choice but to play that consistently.
Okay.
And then I'll start streaming tomorrow, which is Friday, which this will go out on Monday. So I'll probably be doing a little bit of Halo Infinite. I haven't played that in a while, so I missed that. I got Destiny. I can hang out with one of my buddies. I got Battlefield. I just actually, for my birthday this past week, I just bought the Lego Star Wars game that came out a couple weeks ago. So that's going to be a casual type thing. And of course, like I said, there will be booze involved. So
Lord.
Booze, no boobs.
God help us all.
Sadly.
What about
I'm going to buy more drinks. So.
Just the usual. Just watch sports, go to work. Next month, though, for those that don't know, I'm a big NASCAR guy. I like me my NASCAR. Pocono, the race is next week. Not next week, next month.
NASCAR has a Pocono race?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, they had two, but now it's down to one. They're
okay.
trying to shake up the schedule. But that's what I'll be doing about less than a month from now. I'll be going up for the weekend and looking forward to it because I went in 2019. I haven't been there since then. I'm really excited to see the changes that's been done to the place.
You know what? I have an idea, and I don't know about what you guys think about it, but I think one day we should all go out to, say, a professional wrestling event. I don't know if you guys like wrestling or watch stuff like WWE and shit, but, let me tell you, they have some shows out in Philly pretty consistently. If we can find tickets for shit like that, we can all hang out and go. And I've had fucking front row tickets to shit like that, dude. That stuff is wild. You don't even have to like it, but I think it's fun, man.
So for the sake of being a team player, I guess I'll go.
If I could find, listen, I don't know when the shows are going to be. I have to look around, but listen, if I can get tickets to that, I think we should all hang out and go. I think it would be fun.
I may go. I probably will go because I'm a team player, but I'm not a real big fan of wrestling, especially not. I don't know. Who do I know? Roman Reigns. That's it.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee.
I don't even know. No, I don't even know.
I
who
mean,
that
hell,
is.
I wouldn't. This wouldn't even be like a WWE event. This would be like a smaller company because
The Rock.
to me those are actually the more fun.
That's who I know. The Rock.
I'll say this month is like John Cena month because I keep seeing that.
Don't bring that.
every
Don't say
now
that
and
name
then.
in my presence. Don't do that in my presence, please. Don't. I hate that guy.
Hey, he's got like
Can't
the
see me.
it's the most catchy song out there.
Yes.
Like, even for those that don't watch wrestling or don't know wrestling,
Yes.
they still know like John Cena, not just from the memes,
Yes.
but like it's such a catchy beat.
Yes.
Well, now he's Peacemaker, so now everybody just calls him Peacemaker now.
But yeah, I saw a video on Twitter. Oh, there it is.
Just for you, Matt. He's leaving.
Oh, he's out.
He's leaving.
He's out.
Oh man, that must be painful for him. Oh no.
Oh, he's banging his head on the window outside.
I wish you guys could see this
man.
poor motorboating Matt. Man, we got time for that. Come on, we go ass in here.
Oh,
I hate John Cena. Look, I like John Cena the person. I cannot stand John Cena the wrestler.
Why?
I just don't like him. I just he never appealed to me. When I started watching over 10 years ago, like in 2010, I couldn't see it. I couldn't. He was a kid focused type of guy that they would market to, and I couldn't see it.
he popularized jorts. I would say I saw this I think a few days ago, like his first actual appearance on WWE or WWF, whatever it was. Way different compared to what he is now. Plus, he had hair back then. But I mean, he got an implant or something. I don't know. But he's got hair again all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It's so different though. Like his first appearance compared to what we know of him now. He's like, oh, you can't see me, jorts, all this stuff. He's got armbands and all that. This dude was in like black and red tidy whities.
I will say this much: as I don't like his wrestling career, I can't take away from the fact that he basically made WWE or helped get WWE to be mainstream again. Because when he started, one of the biggest events, outside maybe the Super Bowl, was WrestleMania for sports or entertainment or whatever. For a while, they were doing WrestleMania in like the standard arenas that they typically would have, and obviously they would sell out. But you can tell like the WrestleMania is supposed to be like a big fight feel, met thousands upon thousands of people. They didn't do that for a couple of years, and then when Cena was like really starting to get big, they started selling out those arenas, those big stadiums again. So I'll give him credit for being that marketing machine, but as far as a wrestler goes, he's not my favorite.
Why though?
I just don't enjoy. For me, I just don't enjoy his matches.
Who do you enjoy?
Who do I enjoy now?
Yes.
Oh fuck.
Or better yet, who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
Edge.
Edge.
My favorite of all time, personally.
Edge. I
He
know
cut
that.
his hair.
Yeah.
And
I
then
saw
he
that.
had his own people betray him.
Yeah. That's a whole storyline thing on TV right now. But and then if we're talking outside of WWE, I probably would say like Kenny Omega.
No idea who that is.
Look him up. He's fucking fantastic. His stuff, the stuff he did in Japan is probably some of the most legendary shit you'll ever see. But actually, they have their own company now. I actually been to a couple of AEW, All Elite Wrestling events, up in Newark.
Okay.
And they do a hell of a show. They put on a hell of a show. Like I've been to wrestling events a whole bunch of times for small companies, WWE house shows, things like that. I gotta say, AEW puts on a fantastic show live when you're there. Really great stuff. But outside of wrestling, I do want to touch on something that I don't think I'm surprised we haven't talked about yet.
What's that?
Deshaun Watson.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
I know you've had a lot to say for a while, and you haven't gotten the chance about those allegations.
Yeah,
there.
I just wanna say this, Cleveland fans, pick a side. Okay, either you're for it or you're against it. Having a quarterback with all these sexual assault cases or whatever it may be, they trashed Ben Roethlisberger's name, and they're still. Doesn't even matter what happens to Deshaun Watson. They will still trash his name for eternity.
Deserving.
Ben had 2 cases, okay? He got suspended 6 games, got it reduced to 4. But it's still with him. It's still attached to his name to this day. I just don't see how you can be a Browns fan and say, oh, well, big rape, Big Ben, he raped that person, blah, 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 blah. And then have Deshaun Watson go, well, no, actually, this one case, it's not that bad compared to this other case. It's not that bad. He's got 24 cases against him compared to Big Ben's 2. And, they're sticking up for Deshaun Watson like he's a god over there.
You know what's crazy? When I heard that he had settled 20 of those cases, I wanted to believe that most of them weren't true. I wanted to believe that it was just women that are trying to get money out of him and just attaching their name to his. And then he settled most of those cases, not including the original person that stepped out against him. So now I'm thinking to myself, oh shit, he wouldn't have put out that money if he wasn't trying to hide something.
No, but he didn't come, like you said, he didn't come to Cleveland for the money. 5 years, $230 million, all of it guaranteed. And they've got this case, I guess, but for like suspending him, why? I don't know. Obviously, he should be suspended, but they're.
I'm surprised they haven't suspended him already.
Well, no, they're in the process of doing that, and it could come like later this week. Could happen as soon as tomorrow, or it could be next week or the week after.
Of course, everything happens after the show.
But basically, amongst the NFL, like fans, players, and media execs and whatnot, apparently he's going to get like a year suspension, like a full season suspension from the NFL. And in the contract with the Browns, that's going to be a lot of money on the cap that we're not even going to use. So that's why his first year cap hit is only $1 million. Because they knew he was going to be suspended for a year. So that's why it's not going to affect their cap. So they have it, the first year is like $1 million, then the next year at like, whatever. 30,
then the rest of it comes in.
Yeah.
So they basically have more than enough money on the table to pay whoever they need to pay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The other thing is this, and what's going on with Baker then? Because that's been a whole discussion because of Deshaun Watson. Is he going to stay now?
Bridges
are burned.
Year? Bridges are burned. He's ready to move on. Browns, they already moved on from him. That's why they're.
Yeah, but then now they don't have anybody. So if I was them, I would tuck the tail between the legs and go back to him and say, "Look, we're sorry. We fucked up. Could you just stay for one more year?"
They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. He played last year. Now, as a Steelers fan, I will admit, seeing Baker play bad last year was good back then. But now, the way that they're like treating him, he gave it his all. Like he played hurt. He had like one functioning shoulder. He had like a harness tied to it or something just to be able to play. And he didn't play it to his full potential. But he gave his all for the team. And the team just like, we need a leader in the clubhouse. Let's go get Deshaun Watson. And then, it was between the Saints and the Falcons after the Browns were dropped out. Then Baker's like, okay, well, I see how I'm treated. I'm out. Yeah. And then all of a sudden Deshaun's like, you know what? I'm going to go to Cleveland. 5 years, $230 million, all of it's guaranteed. So, but yeah, that bridge is burned between Baker and the Browns. People still see either Carolina or Seattle as suitable options for Baker to be like possibly traded to, which I can see that as well.
I can definitely see Seattle given they just lost Chef Russ. So
yeah, and for the Browns, they're not going to have Baker. They're not going to have Deshaun Watson. So it's either going to be Jacoby Brissett or Josh Dobbs. Shout out who's on the Steelers. But yeah, I see Baker going to Seattle because it's either Geno Smith or Drew Lock.
Listen, the Jets did Geno Smith. That failed. We did Geno Smith, the Giants. That failed. Listen, at this point, the Browns are once again the laughing stock of the NFL, and I'm absolutely here for it.
Oh, I'm here for it, too. As a Steelers fan, I'm all for it.
Mike, your thoughts?
Baker Mayfield sucks. Throw Deshaun Watson in jail. Those are my thoughts.
Jail.
Those are my thoughts.
Do you think he could get jail time?
Well, they already said he's not going to be criminally charged.
Okay.
That's why teams are like, okay, well, let's piece this and this and this together.
No, but it's hard to say because it's like this. People don't accuse you of things without reason, right?
Right.
Especially not that many people accusing you of something. I get how you can be targeted when you're a celebrity, when you have a bunch of money and people know it. I get that. But how is it that all these women keep saying the same thing and you're going to tell me all of them motherfuckers are lying? There's no way.
And it's the what is it? The whole thing with the masseuses and shit.
Yeah.
Right? They're all masseuses, I would think.
That too, apparently from, I guess, it was either New York Times or USA Today. It's either one. Apparently he there could be as much as like 60 to 66 like different masseuses that he went to. And that's averaging like 3 or 4 masseuses a month.
Like, we need to start approaching these things with more common sense. And start, like, look at the facts, look at the common, like, but common sense has to be a part of all this. Because if I say some homophobic shit, right, behind closed doors, and a bunch of people like, oh, he said it. And then I got out in public and I'm like, I didn't say a damn thing. Like, so you're going to just take me at my word? Like, I get it. You should take someone at their word. But not when 60 other people are like, hey, he actually did that. He said some fucked up shit. Yeah. So it's like, at some point, throw that motherfucker in jail. I don't give a fuck.
Jail.
I don't care if he's black. I don't care if he's a black athlete. Like, I was raised right is right and wrong is wrong. Yep. Period. I don't care if you're my kin. I don't care. Like, I'm not going to snitch on my kin, right? But I don't think, like, I would never sacrifice my morality for the sake of anyone else. So I don't give a fuck.
In that case, would you snitch? Or
on him?
Well, I mean, like on kin, like when you say like you won't snitch on your kin, even if what if it's something really bad that you gotta snitch on?
So for me, it depends. Like rape, I don't give a fuck. You rape, I don't care. You going to jail. I don't care what you are. You going to jail, motherfucker. You rape anybody, you going to jail. You should. Murder depends. Tell me the circumstance.
What's the context?
Tell me the situation. Were you defending yourself and it got out of hand? Or you just a fucked up individual and you're sick and you killed someone.
And I guess based on your answer based on their answer, I should say, that would determine
so
if you snitch
for
or
me,
not.
it depends. Like, I don't believe in snitching, but like I'm not. Like, if my son murdered someone, right? If my son murdered an individual, are you sick? Like, are you a sick individual and you just killed them? Then, hey, son, I love you, but you going to jail, my boy.
Not going to jail. Asylum.
you going to all of you get locked up today. That's what's happening. You getting locked up, motherfucker.
And for those that are listening, no, that's not a sound effect. We're literally just hitting the table and it's making that noise.
But no, if it was like a self-defense thing, like, no, my son isn't here, I'm gonna obstruct justice. I am. It's just how I feel about it. For me, it's circumstantial. But and that's not a morality thing. Like, I don't care. People get away with it all the time. Murder. I don't.
People in high positions of power get away with it more often than we're not even going to
dive into that.
Yeah, I mean, that is a whole nother episode that Dante should be a part of.
Money gets you out of everything, bro. It really, really does. It gets you out of... Oh, too bad Ghislaine Maxwell didn't have any money.
Yeah, that's one thing I did want to talk about, because R. Kelly got 30 years, and that was like a few days after Maxwell got convicted. 20 years.
Yep.
How does that make
20?
sense? She only got 20 years, and R. Kelly got 30.
Maybe I have because he actually did. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, she had a big part in doing it too. Yeah. That's the thing. I like, at least make it like at least even or something. But
listen, motherfuckers, release the list. We need to know who the fuck these sick individuals are.
Yeah.
You cannot have them as a member of society. Here's the thing. You can say all you want, her going to jail is justice. No, it's not. But not when there's a list of individuals that many of us may know that are still out as members of society.
Yeah.
You cannot have that happen when they themselves are dangers to everyone around them, whether you know it or not. I just release the fucking list. Do the right thing. That's all I'm going to say.
I guarantee a bunch of them are like 1%ers, the top 1%. I guarantee it.
Does anyone want to take any names? Guess any names? Or
Donald Trump.
I had nothing to do with this. This is all from Hillary trying to dethrone the election.
I think
it's bogus.
I think I definitely think the Clintons are fucking part of that too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah.
And unlike R. Kelly, I can say I beat a woman and avoided jail.
Yeah. Telling you.
And I definitely think I guarantee most of Hollywood is on that list in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Your favorite actor is going to get outed eventually, or actress.
I wouldn't even say for me favorite actor, favorite driver in this case, because somehow this ties into NASCAR. So that Brian Vickers is a race car driver. His wife, don't know her name, don't care to remember her name. She was close to that group as well, like close to the top.
No.
Yeah. And he deleted his whole Twitter account, and people were like, wait, why did he delete this? And then this thing came out about his wife being involved up with the Epstein case. And it's like, oh. And I hated this guy for the longest time just from something erasing. I'm like, you know what? I knew I had a reason to hate him for more than that. I knew I had it.
Here's the thing, though. Do you think any of this would be different if Epstein didn't kill himself, quote unquote?
Yeah, he'd probably start name dropping. That motherfucker would have started singing, of course. Of course it would be different. Hell yeah, it would be different. What?
I think him dying was definitely a detriment to this whole thing.
I think he was killed.
I believe that too.
Because of all the information that he had. He would then implicate so many individuals, and that would probably be a mess.
Wasn't he on suicide watch and then got taken off?
But here's the thing. So was Maxwell. She is apparently on quote unquote suicide watch. Mm-hmm. So it's only a matter of time before she goes as well, and then there's no names released.
So, listen, she need to go ahead and tell somebody, right? That there has to be some form of physical evidence that
there has to be like papers, emails, phone calls. There's something. There's got to be something out there.
They may have burned the book, but they've definitely put that shit in a computer.
There's a hard drive somewhere. Yes, there's definitely a hard drive somewhere. Implicate these motherfuckers.
It's on
we
the
do
island.
not need these sick individuals running around. Messing with little like kids, bro. Like, that's nasty. That's disgusting. Like, I think about that. Like, I have my 10-year-old niece, right? I constantly think about what I would do if someone would harm her. Like, what I would do. Like, I don't even want to say it because it's so graphic.
Yeah.
Because it's terrible.
I don't think you should go any farther because if any of that does happen, they know who to look for.
Yo. I'm here. Like, Panama Red, did you murder Paul Stevenson? Yes, I did. Why? He raped my niece.
Don't you have a don't you have a daughter? Or
no, I have a son.
Okay, you have a son. So if someone even touched your son, you probably take the shit out of him.
Lord have mercy. If someone, poor them. They fuck with my son. Poor them.
He's going to turn into Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather. Turn into Blade. I'm going to become Thor, Black Panther, like all of that role. Superman, Wolverine. Like,
every one of those combined
into one person because the amount of savagery that's going to happen and brutality is just going to be unmatched. It's like, I don't like that stuff. I don't like people messing with women and children. I don't like racism. I don't like none of all this shit that you shouldn't like as a human being. I don't like it.
Dude, I won't name her name, but one of my friends, I called one of my friends one day because I was worried about her. I hadn't heard from her in a while. And she was telling me this whole thing, how she got sexually assaulted one day. And she lives in North Carolina. So I have no way of getting to her. And I just felt so powerless, but so enraged at the same time. Like, if I was there, that motherfucker wouldn't be standing.
We could take a drive. I used to be in the military, stationed down there, Fort Bragg, and I remember an individual. I'm not going to say his name because we're just not going to do that. But this nasty fucker, like, he used to show us videos of shit that he did to women, and like he showed us a video of this chick who was choking on his dick so much so that she started to vomit. Right. On, so I already knew that this motherfucker was just somebody that I really didn't want to be around. And I had met a woman down there, and he was dealing with her sister. And one day, her sister calls me up, and is like, listen, let's just call him Larry for the sake of conversation. Larry beat up my sister. I flew over to this motherfucker's house, right? Because I already didn't like him because...
Now he was in the army too, or no?
Yeah, he was in the army too. He was in my unit.
Okay.
And
oh shit.
I didn't like him because there was a bunch of drama over a girl that he introduced me to, and she liked me and whatever. Because it's not that even that he's a good looking guy. He's just a piece of shit, and women find that out very quickly. So the woman that she liked me better because I'm a nice dude. I mean, may not be necessarily as good looking as he is. Because he's a good-looking dude, but I'm very nice to women. So, y'all hear that, ladies? Very nice.
Nice guys don't finish last.
Shit, there's a limit to that nice guy shit. But anyway.
Fair enough.
So, she calls me up, and I fly over there, and I'm like, yo, I'm ready to, like, take his head off because I don't like that shit, bro. I will fight. If I see a stranger in the street smacking a woman, me and that stranger gonna have it out. I don't give a fuck how big he is. I don't care if he's strapped. Well, that's my day to go. I don't care. I do not care. Because we should respect our women. Even when they don't fucking deserve it. We should respect them. They're not as strong as we are. Granted, there are some women who can even whoop my ass. I'm 6'2", like 250. There's some women that can fuck me up. It's fine.
I'll allow it for me.
But you know what? We got to do better. We started it with that. And I feel like we should end it with that. We got to do better. Protect the women.
I would say if that were me in that case, I'd be like Tony Stewart and run that bitch over.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's I'll end off on this note. I just looked up the lyrics to "Keep Your Head Up" by Tupac, and I think the latter half of the first verse pretty much sums up everything you just said. And since we all came from a woman, got our name from a woman, and our game from a woman, I wonder why we take from our women, why we rape our women. Do we hate our woman? I think it's time to kill for our women, time to heal for our women, be real to our women.
Yes. Yes.
Shout out to Tupac.
Shout out to
Rest in
Tupac.
peace.
All right.
No, we know he's still in Cuba. You can come on the podcast, by the way.
Listen,
No.
if that is legit and he comes on this show,
That'd be dope.
I will just be like starstruck.
Yes.
But I know it's not
But
true.
again, I think we're wrapping it up. I'm not sure, but I just got to say, ladies, we're here for you. All of us aren't pieces of shit. Nice guys need to stop finishing last. You need to speak out. We all need to speak out. Do the right fucking thing. That's it from me.
I'm hungry. Let's get some chicken.
And of course, for our good friend Daint Money, whose bum ass could not be here today, shout out to him too.
Shout out.
This is the Undercover Brother and the rest of the Bromigos signing off.
You've been listening to the Bromigos podcast.
Fuck you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Avina! That's okay! She'll be back. Another query.